Happy Friday, everyone. Hope you're having a great week. I hope you're staying cool. Hope you're staying safe with all the smoke out there with the forest fires. Um, but I hope you guys are enjoying all the birds that are visiting your feeders, which is such a great time of year. I know some of you are hearing, I'm hearing that sometimes your bird feeder action is not as great. And I just want to let you know that this time of year, lots of insects are out. I'm sure you hear the cicadas outside. The flowers are going to seed. These are all natural occurrences that are happening, and your birds are dining on the natural resources, and that is what we want them to do. So they're doing their natural thing. They will come to your feeders as supplemental nutrition, and that's okay. And we want them to do their natural thing, and they will always come back to you as a reliable food source because they know that you have the buffet and they are going to want to dine at your table. So keep that feeders, pay attention to them, watch the seed, make sure that it's not getting any moisture in there if we've had those intermittent sprinkles coming through. So to take a look at your feeders, pay attention to what's going on out there because 1 or 2 days of really hot weather and then a little bit of rain and things start growing in those feeders. So pay attention, watch out what's happening because you wouldn't want the birds to, it's just like you. If you go to your favorite restaurant and you know what to expect and then you go there and the service is just not great, the food is not up to par, that's what happens with your birds. And just like you, they don't want to return if the food is going to be gross. And so think about you as their favorite restaurant. And how are you how would you like to be treated at your favorite restaurant? That's how your birds are wanting to be treated. So make sure that the food and the service is up to par so that they keep coming back for more and you get more visits along with that. Tonight we're talking mostly about water. So we will hit on water and its importance, especially during the hot months of summer like we are hitting right now. We're going to talk a little bit about events and some new products that have come in. So let's get to it. Tomorrow we have an in-store presentation about the importance of feathers and molting. So I'm going to sneak peek a new product that has come in. I'm really excited to share it with y'all. This is Feather Pro. And the cool thing about Feather Pro is that it comes in both loose seed and in seed cylinders. And Feather Pro is that great blend in between nesting season and really it's great for molting season. So it's that essential fats and proteins that are needed for feather growth and maintenance. So really all about feathers with Feather Pro. So as we talked about it last week with nesting season, which we do have a little bit of nesting blend still left, and that stuff is all 25% off while supplies last. So you gotta come in and grab it soon before it totally flies out of here. But it's gonna be a great combination. If you have birds that are still nesting, Feather Pro is gonna be great for them. But it's really gonna segue them into the things that they need to make new feathers. So feathers are mainly made up of protein. So a bird's diet needs extra protein in their diet to help make those feathers. So that's what Feather Pro is all about. Great blend here. Lots of sunflower seeds, peanuts, tree nuts, mealworms, natural safflower. It's a really great mix. And of course it does come with a cylinder and it comes in a hot variety. So how exciting! We're starting to get some of our special lines coming in a hot pepper version for the cylinder, so I'm really excited about that. But again, this blend is really meant to drive feather production, which is what most of our birds are really looking for this time of year. Most of them are ending nesting season this month, and you might start seeing them even look a little scruffy because they are starting to replace feathers. They're molting. And what's really great about coming up tomorrow is in the store, we have an in-store presentation all about the feather importance and molting. And you'll learn so much. It's such a great presentation. I'm really excited to share it with you guys. So come on by. Everyone is welcome. We do have limited seating, so if you really, really want a seat, be sure you call the store in the morning so that we can reserve you a seat. That's at 11 o'clock tomorrow. Tomorrow also, I'm going to be over at Plainfield Fest. We will be there from 10 to 5 on Saturday and 10 to 4 on Sunday. So that'll be a great time. Come by if you're in the area. Stop by and say hi. Have some goodies for you. All right. We do have a couple other things going on. You can check out our website or on Facebook to see what else is scheduled for the month. We have some great things coming up for August as well. So stay tuned for more info on that. All right. So now that Feather Pro is introduced, I'm really excited for that. I also want to let you know that we have back in stock of those spitting bird bath dishes. They are a bird bath, and they have like a little fountain that's built in. So it's solar powered, but we do have an adapter that you can use to make an electric use out of it. But they have been super, super popular, and we got a few back in stock, so stop by and grab them while they are in and before they fly back out of stock. All right. Also, don't forget, if you're a Daily Savings Club member, your bird food sale this month continues for the rest of the month. So it's such a great benefit to be part of our Daily Savings Club. If you are not familiar with it, it's a great program to save on bird food daily. So every time that you come in, you don't have to worry about waiting for the next bird food sale. All your food is always 15% off. As a Daily Savings Club member on bird food sale months or weeks, you guys get an extra 5% on those sale prices. So that's a really great option. You get a free gift for joining or for renewing. And you also earn points with every purchase that you make to go towards a bird buck, which is essentially a $10 coupon you can use on whatever you like in the store. So really great stuff. It's $25 for the year to join. So it's a really great deal, and many people save so much on their bird food purchases because they're members and they're enjoying their hobbies. So really great stuff. How much is that bird bath? The one with the spitting bird? We'll go take a look at it in a minute, okay? Right at the end. I'll promise I'll go show you. Also, we have a display about our seed of the month. I introduced it to you last week. We talked about the Choice Plus blend, and on our display we do have free samples of Choice Plus, so if you wanted to check it out, see what it's like, please come by and grab one. We would love for you to try it out and see what it's all about. I personally use Choice Plus, so it's a great blend, and one of the great reasons why I chose it to start off, not only because it's really beneficial this time of the year, and it can attract birds that you may not normally see because of all the insect and fruit eating birds will enjoy some of the great ingredients that are in this blend, like the fruit and the bark butter bits, the suet, which is an insect replacement food. So it's a great way to attract new birds, and try it out and see how you like it. So lots of great stuff happening at the store. And let's get on to our main feature of tonight, which is talking about water for birds. And I know we talk about water quite frequently here at the store, but I particularly think it's an important topic to hit on this week because of how hot it has been. And not only that, but just in general, there are just more circumstances where fresh, reliable water is harder to come by in nature for birds and wildlife. So when we have excessive heat, or just a really hot summer, or wildfires, right? All of those occurrences just make water even more vital to birds than it would normally. So on a normal, you know, normally birds and wildlife need water to drink, right? Especially birds, because birds, um, they use the water not only to hydrate, but they need water to help regulate their body temperature. So, unlike some other animals, like humans, where we sweat to get out, release that excess heat, birds don't do that. They don't sweat. So, how do they release all the heat they have collected on hot days? Well, you may see some birds panting, kind of like your dog. And that is exactly what they're doing. They are releasing excess heat through their respiratory system. So that the need for there's an increased rate of dehydration and a need for a quick, reliable source of water to replace those lost fluids is really needed, especially in excessive heat like we're having right now. So water is important. Now, equally important as keeping them hydrated and cooled down in hot, hot days is the need to bathe. So, water helps birds maintain their feathers for top flight condition. So, it's really important not only to provide water for hydration and to stay cool, but it's just feather maintenance that is required for birds by using water. So a lot of times they're moving those preening oils from the preening glands on their bodies and moving that oil with water. So it's pretty amazing how birds are telling us that they really could use extra water, and because we know that reliable sources out in nature are becoming fewer and far between, we could really help birds by just simply providing water. And it's such a simple step that some people don't even realize how important it is. It's almost as equally, if not more important than providing the food. And not only is it important, but you can actually increase the variety of birds that are coming to your yard just by providing water. So it's a really great way to not only help the birds that you're already seeing, but if you want to increase the birds that you are getting to your yard, add water. Add more varieties of water that birds can get to. Okay? So one way that, you know, we can provide bird baths or water sources is, of course, a fountain, a pond, but sometimes we don't have the space for a big old fountain, or we don't have a space for a pond in our backyard. Some of you are lucky enough to live by a creek or by a natural water source, which is really awesome. But if you want to draw those birds a little bit closer, you could provide them with a bird bath. And bird baths come in a variety of shapes and sizes, and some of them are placed on the ground, some of them are on a stand, some of them can be even hung. So there's not quite a wrong or right way to provide that water, but I'm going to give you some tips and tricks to make it seamlessly easy to provide that water, and some tricks to making it more noticeable for birds. Okay, so there are obviously tons of types of bird baths, and sometimes a lot of you will come here and ask us, well, what's the best bird bath to use? You know, there's glass ones, there's concrete, there's ceramic, there's plastic, metal. What is the best? Well, they all have pros and cons. Like, for example, concrete. Concrete is reliable. It could be a long-lasting permanent decor in your backyard on top of a way to provide water for birds. But sometimes those bird baths can be heavy and difficult to move around. So there is a negative, and pro and con to concrete, just like with plastic or metal ones, right? They may be a little bit less sturdy. You may have to replace them over time, but they are lightweight, easy to move around. And you can even use them for a heated bird bath or a heating element if you, like a bird bath de-icer, versus a concrete or ceramic bird bath, which you would not be able to, or you wouldn't want to use in the winter to avoid damage to those types of bird baths. So there are pros and cons to each one. It kind of depends on your yard and what you're looking for. But either any of those styles, concrete, glass, however, plastic, metal, they're all great. They all have their own benefits, and they're all going to do the same purpose, which is provide and hold the water that birds are going to drink, hydrate, and bathe in, which is what they need and what they are looking for this time of year. Birds do prefer different levels of water in your bird bath, but we try to keep it at a 2-inch max. All right, so sometimes your bird bath may be a bit deeper than 2 inches, and that is okay. You want to look for something that's a little bit sloped, on a slight slope, not super angled down. And if it is angled down, we have some tricks and tips to help make it more inviting to birds that may be a little bit timid to come to a deep bird bath. Now, your robins and the blue jays and the bigger birds, they probably don't care. But the smaller birds, they like a little bit of a slope or staged heights. So sometimes you can achieve this by just simply stacking rocks in your bird bath. And that alone will help keep the activity coming and make it more versatile for different birds that are coming to your bird bath. Placement also plays a factor. I like my bird bath a little bit away from my feeders for a couple of reasons. One, sometimes the activity of a feeder can drown out the want to go to a bird bath. Some birds are just a little bit more timid. Think your goldfinches, right? The little guys, the ones that are low on the totem pole. They are the ones that will become a little bit more timid if you have a lot of action in the area that you have your bird bath. I also don't like it right by my feeders because sometimes the seed hole or food in general could get kind of knocked into the bird bath. So I like my bird bath a little bit away. I also don't want it to be used as a launching pad to get over a baffle or other methods to keep squirrels away from your pole, your bird feeding pole system. So keeping it a bit away is a good idea. All right. Obviously, depending on your situation. If you have a unique yard and a unique setup, definitely come by the store and we can help you give tips and tricks directed directly at the kind of yard that you have and the setup that you are currently using. I do recommend that you keep that bird bath about 10 to 12 feet away from a shrub or bushes and things like that, just because sometimes predators like cats will like to kind of sit and lie in wait in those shrubs and then attack on your birds as they're bathing or drinking at the bird bath. So but somewhat nearby, like that 10 feet range, also gives birds a place to perch while they preen and dry off from after using your bird bath. So somewhat close, but not super close, not right up against the bushes, is a kind of an ideal spot. Don't feel bad if your water gets warm. Remember, you can always replace that water, and we do recommend that you regularly clean and refresh your bird bath. And I mean regularly, like daily, especially when we get into hot temperatures. Sometimes you might even need to go out there more than one time to replace water. That's why I personally like to have many different water sources in my yards. And I like to have a variety. Some of them are on the ground. Some of them are more on a stand. Some of them are hanging. If you have that variety, you're going to find more birds finding their needs and their preferences met. So provide it and they shall come, right? Couple things to think about when you're cleaning your bird bath. I like two different options, right? My tried and true is my brush. This scrubbing brush is fantastic. You probably have heard me talk about going to a store in Wisconsin, another wild bird store in Wisconsin, because I was in Wisconsin and I had forgot my trusty brush, and I knew that Wild Birds Unlimited has them. So I looked up the closest wild birds to where I was, and I went in and I grabbed my bird bath brush, and I knew that they were going to have it, and I was not disappointed at all because I know that it's the one I want. It's the one I always use. It is great for everything. The bristles are hard, but not too hard. They're great to getting in those crevices if you have one of those like aggregate stony bird baths that have a lot of different cracks and crevices. This will get it in and get all that algae off for you, okay? In the meantime, I also like to use the copper disc. This is from Irva. The copper disc helps keep and maintain the bird bath from growing a lot of algae. Now, how it works is there are these little, you see the little pedestals that they are on. So it's going to sit just above the water with only a few feet, three little feet that are holding it up so that it has the most water touching it. Copper is a known antibacterial cleaner, so sometimes you in the past may have seen people putting pennies or have heard of people putting pennies in their bird bath to keep the algae down, and that's exactly what this is doing. It's helping to maintain that bird bath. It does not replace cleaning it, right? As birds visit our bird feeders, new faces will arrive. Some that don't even visit your feeders, say warblers and tanagers and even hummingbirds, will come and visit your bird bath, and they, as they're traveling, may be coming by with, unfortunately, some different bacteria and maybe even diseases. So we want to make sure that the places that we are attracting them to are clean and safe so that they have a happy time and have a long life, so that we can enjoy them for years to come. So while the disc is great for regular upkeep and making it less of a need or less frequency that we have to scrub that bird bath, it does not mean that we get to, just because we have the copper disc in there, does that mean that we should forego refilling that bird bath and keeping it clean and fresh so that birds return and are safe and healthy as they are returning. Okay. One other thing, if you really are looking and you have a new bird bath or you have an old bird bath, but it's just not getting the attraction that you thought it would get, perhaps the birds just haven't realized it's there. And one easy way that we can get the birds' attention and let them know that it is there is to get that water moving. And it's not so much that they will see it, which they might, but it's also that they are going to hear it. So the sound of moving water alone is super attractive to birds. They almost cannot even resist the sound of moving water. They have to go check it out. So you can get that water moving by a couple different ways. We have a few solar bird bubbler options. So this is our one that we've had in the past. It's a bit inexpensive. It's some people have great luck with this one and it lasts many seasons. Some say that it's not as great. So I am moving this one over from this to this style, which is so great, guys. We've been trying it at the store. It works wonderful. This solar bubbler will actually hold a solar charge. So it actually charges even so when it's not sunny and bright, this will still go, whereas this one does not hold a charge. So if it's in the shade or you have a cloudy day, this one could stop working on you because it's not holding the charge. This one will not. This one also has you can remove the a few of the features on here so that you can make it float in a pond if you wish. But it's a really great great product to use. It does come with a remote control, so you can right from inside your house turn it on or off. Really great product. I highly recommend this one if you want to get your water moving and you have a yard that is at least partial sun so that it can soak up that energy and that sunlight while it's on, and then it will use it when it is not available. Okay, so great product. Really, really love this. We also have one bird bath that has this element already in it. So you don't have to add it to a bird bath that may be existing. If you are in the market for a new bird bath, you can come and check that one out. It's here at the store. All right. Another way that you can get that water moving is through a wiggler. So our water wigglers come in a couple different styles. This is just the standard solar one. This is a solar one. We do have a standard one that is use batteries. It uses D batteries, and it lasts quite a long time. But the idea is that these little feet that you see, let me see if I can hold it. Yep. These little feet that you see right here underneath that, there we go. It's the feet right there underneath the wiggler. All that it's doing is patting the water like that. And that vibration and movement of the water alone is going to attract your birds. And not only that, but when you get the water moving, it is actually a good way to prevent mosquitoes from laying eggs in the water, because they need stationary water to lay eggs in. So if you're trying to keep mosquitoes at bay in your yard, get that water moving, and it's going to be nearly impossible for them to keep making babies in your water bird bath. All right, but again, it's a great way to attract more birds to your yard just simply by making it move. It's literally irresistible. I always talk about the story here at the store. We have that natural creek right behind the store, and of course Rock Run has a beautiful little pond that they have, and I know it's a ways away from the store, but it still is in relative distance to our location. And that creek also provides a natural water source also. And I always said that we had that bird bath out there and no birds would go in it. And I thought, well, they have to know it's there because it's right in the middle of all the feeder action. They know it's there. They'll even sit on the edge. They just will not use it. Why aren't they using it? Or why aren't they using it as much as they should? And we put in a bubbler, and lo and behold, they found it. And the action was so much greater when we started putting in things that make that water move and got the water sound going. They saw it. It's like the light bulb went on. Oh, it's a bird bath. I knew it was a bird bath all along. It's amazing. What just a little bit of action and a little bit of watching does. And when we noticed that the birds were coming more frequently, we knew that we had solved the problem of the bird bath issue. We didn't change the style at all. We didn't change the bird bath at all. We just added a device in there to make that water move, and the action got really, really great. All right. Yes, good to see. Is a copper for good for a bird bath? Yeah, you could use copper. All metal bird baths are good. Be mindful in hot temperatures. Some of those metal ones could get a little bit hot, but if you keep it in the shade, it should be okay. Let's go on a quick walk, because I want to show you the spitting bird. It's not on because it's on a timer, but I want to show you it anyway. Come with me. We have quite a few different bird baths here at the store, but this one has been super popular since it came back. I want to show it to you. It's right there. So the bird itself spits out that water, and there is a solar element that you can place a bit away. It's like on a stake. So if you had it on a table or an end table in your backyard outside, you could put the stake further away in the sun and have it going on a table or something closer up. Of course, there is a mechanism that we can make it so that it is electric instead of solar. So that's an option too. It's sold separately, all right? And also, while I'm over here, I want to show you that one bird bath that has that solar bubbler already in it. That's here. Whoop. There we go. It's right there, right in the center. It's that one with that beautiful print on the outside, kind of swirly. This is a, it's not concrete. It's like a poly resin. And then of course that bubbler part, the solar bubbler, is in the middle. So again, lots of different varieties of bird baths. We have hanging bird baths. We have all sorts of different kinds of the copper discs and the brushes and bubblers and wigglers and all sorts of things here to make water more accessible for your birds, because we know how important it is this time of year. So don't forget, while you're coming in to pick up your bird food, be sure you stop in and check out the bird bath selection that we have here, and maybe think about how else you can add extra sources of water for your birds this time of year, because it's super important. It's really vital for them, and it's harder on them, especially when we're dealing with extreme heat, drought, and even the after effects of forest fires. The birds and other wildlife could really benefit from additional sources of reliable fresh water. All right, guys, I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope you enjoy your weekend. I hope maybe I'll see you at Plainfield Fest, or we see you in the store tomorrow for the presentation. We cannot wait to have you and to see you. And we, of course, hope that you are enjoying your birds, and we'll see you next time. Around 5:30-ish on Fridays, we go live every Friday. So, and of course, if you missed a live in the past, all of our past Facebook Lives can be found on YouTube, and the link for it is in the first comment, the pinned comment. So go check it out. If you missed a live or two, you can find them there. All right, guys, you have a great weekend. We'll see you next time. Bye now.